Here's my review of Inside. We follow Nemo, who is an art thief who breaks into a high-tech apartment in New York City to steal a bunch of valuable art, and then he gets stuck. And with such a simple concept like this movie is entirely character-driven, and Willem Dafoe just gives a great performance because this movie is so simple. It completely relies on him, and he kills it. And a lot of this movie is just on him trying to survive because there's such limited resources in this movie, and just in this apartment. And the architecture of this apartment is really cool, so he kind of uses that to his advantage. Like there's a little pond kind of area in an indoor garden because he's there for like a couple days or even a week. I don't really know. It doesn't really say exactly, but he uses a lot of stuff in the apartment to survive. And he kind of has to like survive, like whether it's licking stuff off the condensation out of the freezer just for little amounts of water, or to not lose his man. He has to talk to birds, and that's how he kind of gets to not go insane by whether it's be talking to birds or talking to even the paintings themselves. But I just think that whether it's almost any part of this movie, it can get kind of disturbing and uncomfortable at times, and it can get kind of gory because at some point he's just completely like just mauling a fish and to eat it because there's fish in the aquarium where he's robbing it. And I think that this movie is at its best just like whenever he's kind of like talking to other things. 'Cause a lot of times he's talking to himself and he kind of like uses things within the apartment kind of to his advantage to do stuff. And like I said, this movie is really simple as you're just kind of slowly following him and seeing how he's trying to survive, whether it's eating the fish or licking the condensation out of like the frozen water droplets out of the freezer. And scenes like this where it's kind of showing how he's escaping and he's using the different parts in the apartment, like the couches and everything, and making a tower is really intense too, because at certain points he drops, like he falls, and then he gets like injuries in his back, and then he has to use other things in the apartment to try to help him. It's just really cool because it's a survival movie in a really high-tech apartment with a lot of different like things that he uses to survive, whether it's like the smart, whether it's like kind of like because it's like a basically like a high-tech house, so it's certain parts of the freezer do certain things. And then there's also kind of a subplot where he's watching this girl through a camera and he's trying to get her attention. But overall, I just thought that this was a really entertaining movie. I've been looking forward to this movie for a long time, and I'm really glad that I finally got a chance to watch it. I think that you'll enjoy it, but keep in mind this movie it can be a little slow, and I think maybe some people might find it a little boring at times because it's just him kind of doing basic things at the beginning when he's stuck, just trying to see what he's got, see what he has. But if you want a good movie about somebody going crazy inside an art-filled apartment, this is great. This was a lot of fun. And also, the art is pretty creepy, which kind of adds to the tone.